Columbus, Ohio, December 13, Artemi Panarin. Photo by Jamie Sabau, NHLI via Getty Images. Let's be honest. Columbus and the entire state of Ohio are all in on football. From high school football on Fridays, to the Buckeyes, Bobcats, and Bearcats on Saturdays, and the Browns and Bengals on Sunday, this is a football-mad state. But now that Buckeyes have won the Rose Bowl, attention turns to the Columbus Blue Jackets. If you're one of those fans that is now shifting attention to the ice, welcome, and we're here to catch you up on what you've missed so far. The Jackets started out their season with a solid training camp and preseason action that only saw a relatively minor injury to Seth Jones during the Kraft Hockeyville game. Jones missed 7 games but has come back with a vengeance since. The season opened with backup Jonas Korpisalo in net in what would become an early season theme of Korpi getting a decent chunk of starts over Sergei Bobrovsky. Contract turmoil with Bobrovsky forced the team to test their backup netminder, as Bob's future in Columbus was, and still is, uncertain. Jonas started 4 of the first 10 games for the Jackets, winning all of his starts. The first 14 games of the season were not very inspiring. The Jackets were only 7-6-1, including a terrible 8-2 loss at Tampa and a 4-1 loss at Los Angeles that was, in my eye, the low point of the season so far. In their first 14 games, the Jackets had a .536 winning percentage. Since then, the Jackets are the 2nd of July 16, good for a .680 winning percentage that has the Jackets well in playoff contention. The Jackets are still struggling as a team against the elite teams in the NHL. 6 of their last 9 losses have come against playoff teams, including 2 losses against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are 2nd in the NHL. Next, top performing forwards, page 2 COLUMBUS. November 15, Cam Atkinson. Photo by Jamie Sabau, NHLI via Getty Images. The Columbus Blue Jackets MVP has certainly been Cam Atkinson. The star winger is 4th in the league in goals with 24 and 3rd in the league in even-strength goals. Cam has 2 hat tricks this year, which gives him the franchise record with 6 such performances. The 3 goal games came against the Carolina Hurricanes on November 17 and the Calgary Flames on December 4. Cam is on pace to score over 50 goals this year. His fellow top-line winger has been just as impressive. Artemi Panarin has dismissed contract distractions and the uncertainty of his future in Columbus in order to perform at an elite level yet again. Panarin leads the team in points with 43 and assists with 31. Want your voice heard? Join the Union and Blue team. Write for us. The 2 wingers are centered by Pierre-Luc Dubois, who rounds out one of the top 10 lines in the NHL. The second-year pro has 16 goals and 36 points on the year. He plays well at all ends of the ice and is making Jarmo Kekalainen look smarter every day for drafting him 3rd overall in 2016. Other forwards that are impressing include Josh Anderson, Boone Jenner, and Nick Foligno. Anderson is developing into one of the better power forwards in the league. He has scored 14 goals this year, good for 3rd on the team, played well in his own zone, and dropped the gloves with some of the toughest customers in the NHL, including a bout against Jamie Benn on November 12. Jenner has been asked to take on the role of second-line center this season and has played quite well. His numbers aren't eye-popping, but Boone has done everything he has been asked and more as the Jackets dealt with an injury to Brandon Dubinsky and underwhelming performances from Riley Nash and Alexander Wennberg. Foligno continues his traditional on-then-off scoring seasons. This year, he is on pace for over 40 points. The captain is currently dealing with a family situation as his young daughter underwent heart surgery in Boston. Seth Jones is doing Seth Jones things and dominating in all phases. He has 23 points in 32 games, is playing a career-high 26 minutes a night, and alongside Ryan Murray, is shutting down opponents' top lines. Murray has been exceptional all season as well. The scoring is at Werenski, 22p, or Jones level, but he has become a great defender. He moves the puck very well and you can count on one hand the amount of mistakes he has made all year. Murray has been a pleasant surprise on the blue line. Next, disappointing forwards page 3 DETROIT, me, October 4th, Riley Nash. Photo by Gregory Seamus, Getty Images. After signing Riley Nash in the offseason a 3-year, $2.75 million a year contract, the expectations were that Nash would come in and push Alexander Wennberg for the second-line center role. That has not come to fruition. In fact, Nash is now on the fourth line as a winger and still struggling. There are no obvious reasons for the 29-year-old's struggles, but answers need to come soon. He has only 4 points in 38 games for his new team. Often it can take time to acclimate a new city and team, but after 38 games you expect to see some progress and none has been shown. Another off-season signing that started off the year well has had his season since turned sour. Anthony Duclair started off the year hot and had one of the goals of the year early on against the Flyers. Since he has gone cold and even been scratched on more than one occasion. Coach Tortorella has not been happy with his defensive play, and after a few games of not producing offensively, Torts thought he had no choice but to sit the young winger. Alexander Wennberg hasn't been pushed by Nash but hasn't performed anywhere near where the Jackets need him to be at. Wennberg has only 1 goal on 37 shots this year. Wennberg is a playmaker that has racked up 17 assists, but there have been stretches of games where the young Swede disappears. Wennberg has to shoot more as teams don't respect his shot and just play the pass. Finally, we'll throw Sonny Milano in this group, who just can't figure out how to stay in a John Tortorella lineup. Well, part of it is Tort's incessant on checking. Milano didn't help his cause with his offensive performance, scoring only 1 goal in 8 appearances. Milano was sent down to Cleveland, where he has played in 19 games, scoring 18 points but is minus 12. He has been scratched from the lineup as well. When Nick Foligno missed the game on New Year's Eve to be at his daughter's surgery, the Jackets didn't even call up Milano, instead opting for Eric Robinson. I think we may have seen the last of Milano in Columbus. Next, best and worst games page 4 WASHI and GTON, DC, in November 9th, Anthony Duclair. Photo by Patrick Smith, Getty Images. Over the course of 39 games there are going to be some great performances and some stinkers. The Jackets' best performances have come in low-scoring affairs. On Friday, November 9th, the team traveled to Washington, D.C. to take on the Caps for the first time all season. Behind a splendid performance from Sergei Bobrovsky and a power play that actually produced, the Jackets won 2-1 in regulation. More from Union and Blue. Bob stopped every shot he faced at even strength, only allowing a power play goal to Nicklas Backstrom in the second period. His 33 saves were enough as Oliver Bjorkstrand and Anthony Duclair scored on the power play. Another great performance came against the Vegas Golden Knights on December 17th. The 1-0 victory was the Jackets' first shutout of the season and came against one of the hottest teams in the league. On the flip side, when the Jackets try and keep up in shootout-style games, they end up losing it pretty badly. The Jackets' 6-9 loss against the Calgary Flames included a Cam Atkinson hat-trick, but an overall team performance they'd like to forget. They'd also like to forget about the second half of their trip to California. The loss against the Kings will stick out in my mind for the rest of the year. The 4-1 loss included 2 Kings shorthanded goals in the third period that came 1 minute apart. The Jackets were 0-4 on the power play on top of that. It was a disgraceful performance that will go down as one of the worst games in recent history. Next, second-half storylines, page 5. Use your arrows to browse Ottawa. On December 29th, Columbus Blue Jackets left wing Artemi Panarin, 9, stick handles the puck as Columbus Blue Jackets goalie Sergei Bobrovsky, 72, watches on during the first period of the NHL game between the Ottawa Senators and the Columbus Blue Jackets on deck. 29, 2017 at the Canadian Tire Centre in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Photo by Stephen Kingsman, Icon Sportswire via Getty Images. The dominating storyline will continue to be the contract situation of both Artemi Panarin and Sergei Bobrovsky. There is reportedly a meeting happening between Panarin's agent and Jarmo over the All-Star break. It's unlikely that an agreement will be reached before the trade deadline, so what Jarmo decides to do will not only be the biggest storyline for the Columbus Blue Jackets, but perhaps for the entire NHL. Bob's situation is a bit less in flux but still intriguing. Sergei has a no-trade clause that makes moving him a lot harder. Either way, he is a top 5 goalie in the league, and if it is clear he isn't going to resign with the Jackets, Jarmo will take a run at trading him. Cam Atkinson has a real chance to hit 50 goals this year as well. If the Jackets' power play, which is second to last in the league, resembles anything close to a competent unit, he has a real chance to destroy the franchise mark for goals in a season. And about that power play, the Jackets are only converting at a 13.2% so far, and that isn't going to cut it in the playoffs. The Jackets have to find a way to turn that around, whether that is through personnel changes or schematic changes or both. If they don't, they'll be out of the playoffs in the first round yet again. Next, eyeing a Tyler Seguin trade. There is plenty of other second-half storylines that will pop up, so stay tuned to UnionandBlue.com. Welcome back to the Columbus Blue Jackets wagon, folks. We missed you. Use your arrows to browse.